What's going on, y'all? I'm Brandon Atlanta Man Bang, coming to you live right here, Coach's Corner, the center of the universe, Thunderbolt, Georgia. Another episode of Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Rubbin' is racing, grubbin' is tasting. Man, we got a good Wednesday night. A little bit of NASCAR news, recapping that race from this past Sunday at Texas, which I actually got the enjoyment to watch it up here at Coach's Corner, which is very rare. So not going to happen again until September when we go to Atlanta and I get to see one in person. So, but yeah, really good time, man. Awesome as always. Hey, if you're new to tuning into the show, word of the day, man. We like to start it out playing a little game. Lawrence is going to throw a word up. I have no idea what it is, but every time I say it, take a sip of your favorite adult beverage. I always like to say it's age appropriate as well. If you're under 8 or 21, Kool-Aid, sweet tea, Red Bull, whatever it may be. We're getting almost that summertime, man. You kids are almost out of school, so what the hell, man. Stay up late, get it in. Woo! Get it done. Hey, that was a good one. Hey, the Braves ought to sign me, brother. I'm telling you right there. That's no big deal. But yeah, man. So last week's word of the day was Texas, which I'm sure if you watched the show, I said that numerous times. You played along. You had a pretty good buzz at the end of it. This week's word is going to be, I have no idea, but just make sure you play along, y'all. So getting right into that NASCAR news, man. Come on, man. I didn't even have a chance to go by the house. I didn't even have a chance to go ahead and get all my stuff done, get my gear on. But, dude, come on, man. Chase the Bulldog Elliott wraps it up there in Texas. Come home victorious. The People's Champ, baby, is back in action. It's hot now, I'm telling you. You might as well go ahead and chalk it up. Oh, Harrington out here, we got our little bet. I'm getting ready to get my money back this year, baby. It's on now, man. It's on now. We're going 4 or 5 this season. It's on. But, hey, Kyle Larson, going to lose 2 crew members this week. I hate it for him, but unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles when it comes to those 2 tires or the tire coming loose on the car. 2 crew members going down. I don't think it really affects the 5 that much. I mean, come on, y'all. Let's all be honest. We know what Kyle Larson's all about. He's going to be there to win some races. So, Talladega, maybe not his forte, but at the end of the day, little hit to the team. Think they'll still do really good. So, hey, Talladega this weekend coming up, man. You got Martin is going to be waving that green flag up in that stand. So, I think that's really awesome, paying homage to a guy that's probably one of the best NASCAR drivers of all time. You might as well say it's Denny Hamlin is trying to be the Martin. We'll see if he can get to those wins or what he does. But, you know, hadn't won a championship, but really talented in a lot of wins, man. So, good to see the sport paying homage to a guy that really, really did a lot of good stuff for the sport. And is just a real good race car driver. So, glad to see that. I'll be tuning in Sunday to make sure that I catch that. But, yeah, going to be awesome for sure. So if you haven't yet, y'all, go out, like, share, follow, all that social media out there. Lawrence got it set up, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter for sure. You can follow me on there, Atlanta Man 24/7. You'll find me on there too. Trust me, I'm not hard to find on there. And if you like NASCAR, you'll see my name pop up numerous times. But most of all, go out, subscribe to that YouTube channel. That's where we get all the eyes on it for the charitable events that we do here at Coach's Corner. And really, that's what it's all about, man. We're still trying to give away Alex Bowman up here. We said it. First win Alex Bowman has is gone, or if we hit 400 subscribers. So we're getting there. Tell your grandma, tell your friends, tell everybody, NASCAR fans, subscribe to that YouTube channel, Rubbin' and Grubbin'. And we got some other giveaways coming up throughout the year. But make sure you're tuning in, following us. You'll be kept up to date on what we got going on for sure, man. So getting back into some more NASCAR news, and I'm sorry, y'all, I don't even have a case on this phone. It keeps sliding down. But NASCAR's working on the short track package. You know, they keep saying that. We've been working on that for like 2 years now. I think it's gotten better than where we were last year at this time. That Martinsville race last year compared to this year is night and day. So I'm interested to see what they're going to do. I'm ready for them to throw the horsepower in, see what they got, pull the underbody diffusers off, maybe make that tire wear a little bit different than what it is now. Obviously, I think we saw some things that were too soft there this past year. Just a fine wear is what we need. And I think the more horsepower you give to the drivers and throttle control they have, driving it through the gas, they'll be able to show up and manage their own tires. So be interested to see where we go forward, but I'll keep you up to date. Any news I get on it for sure. So Keelan Harvick, man, got to give a big shout out to old Keelan out there. Got into that street stock car owned by Ron Hornaday this past week or weekend. Kind of made that step up, and I tell you what, man, if you guys hadn't went out, if you're a NASCAR fan, Harvick fan or not, if you hadn't went out and followed this young kid yet, you better. I mean, you know how good his dad was. Obviously, coming from money, got really good equipment, but this kid's got talent. And I think Piper, I think the daughter, might be even better than he is at some point in time, right? She's spicy, man. She's spicy. So at the end of the day, man, if you haven't, go follow that kid. Does a lot of really cool racing stuff and very talented, man. So definitely do that. But got into that Ron Hornaday street stock. Don't really have the statistics on where he finished, but good to see a kid that's young getting into these bigger model cars and engine cars, and it's a totally different driving style. So mad respect. Harvick knows what it takes to get there. I think that if Keelan has the passion and keeps up with it, he's going to be there as well, just like his dad for sure, man. So a little more NASCAR news, man. Cody Ware making that NASCAR Cup Series comeback, after everything we went through last year. Got suspended due to accusations of domestic violence. All the charges were dropped, but this is the first race he's come back for. So we'll see what Cody has to do. It's Talladega. Could be a big payday, could be a big bust, but at the end of the day, we'll see what he does, man. So one of the coolest things in NASCAR news coming up here, right here, but I'm going to pause for station identification on Coach's Corner Sports Network. Hope you guys having a good night, man. Cheers, y'all. So I got to give NASCAR mad props, and I didn't read in to see if any other major sports have actually made their way into what's going on right now. But NASCAR and the U.S. Department of Homeland Security have teamed up to help promote, support, and, knowledge, educate everybody out there about preventing online child sexual exploitation and abuse, man. So as we go on in these years and everything is all social and online and this and that, we all know we have younger kids out there trying to keep up with the Joneses. I'll just say it. I feel like it's become more risque and this and that at a younger age than what it used to be. Kids put themselves out there. There's adults, men, women, whatever it may be, that are out there that exploit your children. So obviously make sure you're keeping up with your kids' social. But at the end of the day, this is just a problem that we run into in the U.S. right now, as a lot of other major countries. But I love to see NASCAR teaming up to promote that, bring, knowledge to that, awareness to that, and really kind of help out in any way that they can. So NASCAR, I don't know if NFL has, MLB, but I know NASCAR's throwing some money up, campaigning for it, and if they haven't, I'm just asking where are these other major sports that are worth a lot more than what NASCAR is out here doing it. So especially if it's to protect the kids, man. So big kudos to NASCAR on that. I'll throw $1 in there for them just because I feel like it's a good cause. But that's going to wrap it up for NASCAR news, man. So we're getting ready to get into a very little special thing that we got going on tonight. We've got a special guest coming up. Anybody that's been tuning in the show know we've been, raising some money. For Logan Spencer out there, he was killed in a motorcycle accident, leaves behind a couple young kids. just a huge, huge community member. I'll run it down for you. Master Mason, Shriner, A-Lee Pirate member. on and on. Police Emerald Society. The man's done a lot for our community. So it's been really good to kind of raise some money and give back to him. But we got his best friend, his main man, Gibson, on the show tonight, coming on, man. So how you doing, brother?
Pretty good. How are you?
Awesome, man. Good to see you, man.
Thanks for having me.
No, always, man, always. So, for anybody that doesn't know, just want to give a little bit of a rundown here. Tell us a little bit about Logan and, just the impact that he had in the community and just what you know as a friend about him, man.
Well, I met Logan about five and a half years ago, and since then we're pretty well inseparable. I found out that, he loved dealing with people, law enforcement, the community. He had the biggest impact on this community that I have ever seen.
Right.
At his celebration of life here in Savannah, there's 500 chairs put out, and it's still standing room only all around.
That's awesome.
And for a young man of 33, I could never imagine anybody having that kind of reception.
Yeah.
Found out, he did a lot of missionary work as a younger man from North Carolina. That's where he's originally from. He did missionary work in Africa, Haiti, did numerous trips like that. He's been really big in different communities and schools up in North Carolina before he moved to Savannah.
Awesome, man.
He housed banana players when bananas were starting to
starting
get started.
Just started.
Right?
Yeah,
his daughter was the
college
first,
kids in between.
Yep.
I know, brother.
His daughter was the first bananas baby. So Little Sparrow, that's her claim to fame on that one.
Damn right, man.
I mean, he was just all around the best person I could ever meet.
Good. Yeah, love to do it, man, and it's an honor. It's been an honor all season long what we've been doing with him, and trying to use some of these events we have at Coaches to raise some more money. Obviously, for somebody that's given so much back to that community, you want to be able to take out and do what you can do as well, in your little piece of the pie. And I tell everybody all the time, we talk about it. I get to come up here and drink beer when I do, and NASCAR and talk all this, but it's really about doing what you can for your community. I feel like as people, we've all done things in our life that maybe you didn't feel right about or we knew were wrong.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to always turn around and give back, man. So tell some of these folks out here watching tonight, like how they can, give back to Logan's family.
Right now, if you go on the GoFundMe page, it's set up for Logan Spencer, and it's made for his children. All that money will be put into a trust.
Yep.
So once the kids come of age, they can then get it and go to college,
educational or do
education,
what they do.
what
their needs are.
Yep, whatever their needs are.
Yep.
So that's the plan, is to have whatever donations are given now will be able to grow for the next 15 years plus.
Awesome, brother.
So that's the main option right now. I know that's going to be open for at least another couple of months.
Good. So you heard it, man. Go check out those GoFundMe. Look at Logan Spencer. Get that page, man. If you're willing to donate, give a little bit of money, give a little bit of time, more than willing to take it, obviously, and it goes to a great cause. I mean, leaves behind what age? Ashton and Sparrow, what are they, 3 and 5, I think? Or
Sparrow's about ready to turn 7 in May.
7, there you go, okay.
Ashton just turned 3.
Yep. So 7 and 3, a couple of young kids. Obviously, we know the impact of that. Anybody that's ever lost a father or a mother at any age knows the impact of that, especially this young age. So, awesome, man. I wanted to give this to you. This will be on behalf of Rubbin' and Grubbin'. $1,000 here, man. Throw it in. We've got some stuff coming up throughout the year that we're going to continue to do for him and the kids and the family, man. But, it is a NASCAR show, and we talked about this before we came on. So you got to just name your favorite driver of all time in NASCAR, man.
Well, I have to go with Dale Earnhardt.
All right,
senior,
Dale Earnhardt,
not
senior.
junior.
There's a lot of guys out there that are going to mad respect for you. I mean, he was a staple for sure. I kind of grew up the Gordon fan, so you kind of hated Senior until in a way, and then you start respecting him, right? So it's a huge name out there and a great guy. I mean, I think he really put it on the map in a way, man. Mm-hmm. But do you guys have any events coming up with what stuff you guys have going on specifically for him? I mean, tell them where they can come out and show some support in person.
So right now, I think everything that's been going on in person has already been taken care of.
Okay.
I'm trying to organize a motorcycle ride.
Okay.
In his memory around his birthday, which will be July. His birthday is July 17th.
Okay.
So it'll be either the weekend before or after. It falls in a midweek, somewhere around in there. As soon as I can get that organized, it'd be like a ride up to Charleston. He always wanted to talk about going to Charleston on his motorcycle.
Okay.
Take a Highway 17 up, a nice slow ride, and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
So that's my goal, and with it, be raising money for the kids so they can have for Christmas and
that's
et cetera,
it, man.
et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, support that family and help out. So, hey, keep me posted on when you do. Obviously, I'll throw it on the show for how many weeks you can get it to me when we're locked in, and we'll do everything we can up here on Rubbin' and Grubbin' for you, brother, as always.
I appreciate it, brother.
Hey, brother, very nice chatting with you, Gibson. Anytime, anything that we can ever do, just let us know, brother. Absolutely. That's what it's all about. So.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Hey, always, man. Always a pleasure, brother.
All right.
So, hey, Gibson, great stand-up guys, man. Hey, like I said, he said it. GoFundMe page there for Logan Spencer, man. If you guys are interested to giving back to this community, if you're really a part of this community, it's what we all do. I mean, honestly, we all like to go out and raise hell and praise Dale, right? Dale Sr., raise hell and praise Dale, right? I mean, hey, throw a little bit of extra money in the pocket, come out to these event coaches that we have, come on out here and show up for these events that these guys are going to be putting on, show your support for this young family that you know, a life lost too early, man. That's honestly what it's all about, man. So let's get it all together. Let's make it happen. So, hey, before we get into this next segment, I got to give a big shout out to my main man, Parker Eccles, over there, Arbor Man Tree Service, the man, the myth, the legend himself, the best tree service in Savannah. Hey, like I say, man, locally insured, locally operated. Make sure you give Parker Eccles a call. You'll see that number scrolling all night long for Arbor Man. Again, doesn't matter what it is, full tree removal, stump grinding, getting some limbs cut back. Ain't long, we're going to be in that. We're going to be into that hurricane season. Might as well go ahead and get it done now because price is only going to go up, man. Hey, I don't know what it'll do for you if you mention rubbing and grubbing. I don't even know if we ever talked about that. But at the end of the day, you'll see that number. Call them. Like I always like to say, no job too big, too small. Give Parker a call, man. Love you, brother. So getting into the who's hot, man, and look, as we all know, you guys should know, Hendrick Motorsports is the hottest damn thing in NASCAR, as they usually always are, man. I mean, we're going on, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 5 wins on the season going into race 10, I think, this week. Might be 11, I don't know, I think it's 10. But either way, half the schedule's already been wrapped up. Ford hadn't won this year. I was waiting on Lawrence, he don't even know. Ford hadn't even won this year. Toyotas and Chevy are dominating, especially Chevy, by the way. But at the end of the day, they're number one on the hot list. Doesn't matter. I mean, when you look at it, the 5, the 9, the 24, all won. 48, you know, he'll get there. I'll tell you what, I'll bet a $100 donation to Logan Spencer right now that 48 ends up in victory lane this year. Now, we got all the way till November, right? I got a long time to go, but I'll bet $100 into that Logan Spencer fund. 48 wins too, to where all four cars are winner at the end of the season. The one thing I will say is like this. William Byron leads the way. Young talent. 24 car. Come on, dude. You know I'm a 24 fan. Gordon's the man. He's behind the scenes. 24 is about to win a championship in 24. You might as well go ahead and lock it in because the odds are only going to shrink, dude. I mean, we locked it in. What are we locking in at?
17.
1,700 for him to win the championship. There you go. That's a good payday right there because it's looking pretty good right now.
After his first win.
After the first win. That's what I mean. They're only going to dwindle down. So you better get on a Hendrick car, man. It's coming. But, you know, at the end of the day, I just think, again, it's the most prestigious organization that's left in NASCAR. I know Penske's big, and we know Roush is, and there's names. But when you come to NASCAR and you talk about championships and you talk about wins, Hendrick Motorsports is where it's at. Everybody else is playing catch-up, so just get used to it. Hey, second, how can you leave Willie the Kid, man? Willie B, man. William, a.k.a. Big Hat Byron, off the list. I mean, kid dominating. Third there at Texas. And, you know, 3 wins on the season now. Got it going on. Took out the watermelon, man. He got a little slice of that watermelon. Took a little piece of that, which I don't mind. At the end of the day, last lap, time to go. You got loose, slipped up. We'll talk more about that in a bit, but time to go, man. So I'll take William third. And how can I not mention my boy? I mean, how can I not mention Chase the Bulldog Elliott, baby, on the hot list? First win, breaking that 40-plus race winless streak. You know, I was kind of questioning, going, when are we going to get back? And Texas was not the place I thought. But I can tell you what, Talladega is another good opportunity for him to come out and get a checker. And when we get to Dover, brother, you better watch out at Dover. Them boys are going to set that car up for Dover. 9 car is going to be strong. I'll take them again there for sure. But on that hot list, which I love to put them back on it, baby. So that'll wrap it up for the Who's Hot. We're about to hit the Who's Not. But before we do, pausing for station identification. Coach's Corner Sports Rent Network, baby. That's where we're at. Lawrence is wanting me to chug cold beer up here tonight. I can't chug cold beer up here tonight. I got things to do tomorrow, man. But getting into the Who's Not, as if there's any question, man, it's Ford. I mean, Lawrence is already throwing up. He knew it's Ford. I mean, look, showed a lot of speed. Daytona, Atlanta, back-to-back, got the poles, got this, race good. If there's one track we're coming into, and I'll talk about this more in a bit, this could be the one where Ford wins. All right, but they've just been cold. A lot of speed, just hadn't been able to race well. And I think that's something they got to sit back and look at it data. You know, Penske carries it. You know, SHR might be a little bit behind it, obviously, and then you kind of dwindle from there. But if Penske's not winning races right now, and we're only through 10 races, but that's almost a third of the season, right? If Penske's not winning races right now, we got some problems, we got some issues. So we'll see what they do to fix it, but right now, on the not list, man. I hate to do it. He's a supporter of Rubbin' and Grubbin. He gave us a good cameo shout out, but Austin Dillon, you were on the not list, brother, and I hate it, man. I hate it for you. 28th in playoff points, and you got rookies. You got rookies that are ahead of him. You got some drivers that you wouldn't expect to be ahead of that RCR equipment. So at the end of the day, I put it like this, man. Just hang it up. I know you like racing cars. Go back down to Xfinity. You know, race some cars here and there, one off, 4 or 5 a year. Get the big check. Work for your granddaddy, man. Start putting that name on the check. Instead of, you know, waiting for a name to be signed on the check, just start putting your name on the check. Sit behind, make your few $100,000 a year, man, and just make it go round, all right? I mean, come on now. But I hate it. Hopefully he'll come out and get it turned around. You know, the one thing about him, he's won big races his whole career. The wins he has are big races. But at the end of the day, he's still got to get it together, man. And as always, until we run that last one here at Chicago, mufflers, man. Mufflers and EV. You know, that is the code word for a NASCAR STD. And it's mufflers and EV. So if they do that, I don't know, man. I'll watch it. I don't know. I'm never going to quit watching it, but it's going to hurt my feelings. No, we can't do that. So, but that'll do it for the who's hot and who's not. We're getting into that Texas recap, baby. And look, I've talked to people, and it goes 50-50. Some folks think it was a great race. Some folks are like, oh, you know, I'm on the, you know, side of it. Mile and a half has been the bread and butter with the next-gen car. This one was typical older Texas, not what we were used to back in the day. And it just comes down to the car, man. I think you had a little more strategy and cautions coming out. I enjoyed seeing the guys get loose and not being able to handle the car. Guys you wouldn't expect to spun out. A little bit of drama, created some strategy here and there, but at the end of the day, it's still the typical Texas. You know, I thought it was great. My boy got the win. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with this mile and a half. I was talking to a gentleman that probably has forgotten more about NASCAR than I'll ever know in my life. But at the end of the day, what should we do? And I think NASCAR needs to go out and look at it, and then track ownership needs to look at it as doing something unique. Okay, we have Atlanta, which is unique in its own right. Let's do a new mile and a half that's similar to something like Darlington, not shape, true, you know, oval, tri-oval in the front stretch. But let's go, you know, like 24, 22 degree and 2 sets of turns, and down to 20 or 18 in another, and you know, reconfigure a little bit. Maybe shorten it up to where it's not a mile and a half. Let's go like a 1.35 miles. Let's do something weird. You know, who knows? I mean, worst case scenario is you just end up in the same place you are now. But at the end of the day, I think we have to stretch the box of what racetracks should look like and what they should be. I don't want to see another Atlanta. I think Atlanta's unique, and I think they didn't do with Atlanta so far what I would have liked to see. I think as it weathers in, you're going to see something you've never seen, a super speedway that, you know, it has tire wear, extreme tire wear. I would still love to see Atlanta be a restrictor plate or super speedway race, one race of the year, and a mile and a half, you know, package the other one. Now, that's up to them on what they do, but I think that makes that track unique to have those options. So, but at the end of the day, they got to do something with Texas. We got to get it back, or we got to just take it off the schedule. So it's up to them what they want to do. But got to do something different, man. Hope for change for sure. 9 car, baby. Chase Elliott, the Bulldog, the People's Champ, found his way right back into victory lane, man. It is about damn time. I bet on this man every week, and Lawrence will tell you, I've lost more money over the last year and a half betting on Chase Elliott to win a damn race than I did, because I didn't take him this week, and the one that I didn't, he wins. So at the end of the day, hey, we made a little bit of money here and there. We'll talk about that more. But just glad to see my boy, the Georgia boy, Dawsonville, the Bulldog, back in victory lane, baby. That's it. Siren ringing strong. I might take a trip up. I got some friends up there, Dallas and Sunshine, that are up there, Sunset, excuse me. And we're going. Lauren says we're going at some point in time. Maybe one of the off Olympic weeks, right? We got 2 off weeks this year in that schedule. Maybe one of those off weeks we go up there and just hang out and eat a burger and play pool and give it hell in Dawsonville. I don't know. We'll see what it is. But they got a moonshine museum. You know, hell, I'm all about some damn moonshine. I know that. But Should be a good time for sure. But Dallas, I love you. I gotta hit you up, man. I'm getting my ass kicked in your fantasy league right now, but I gotta make a comeback eventually, brother. Kyle Larson, man, looked like the guy to beat, and Lawrence had him this week in our game of skill at coaches. Till the wheel came off. That wheel came off, and that wrapped his day, man. But he looked strong, leaving out there, had some good horsepower, and I tell you what, the 5 team it's never a surprise. It doesn't matter where we go. The surprise is when the 5 team runs horrible, right? It's not when they run good or lead laps. It's when they're like, oh my God, I'm 29th right now and I can't make it work. And I don't think that's ever going to be the case unless they wreck or have something break. But it's just kind of how it goes. So hate it for him. A lot of races left to go. That guy's going to win more races, as we all know. And now that Chase won, I mean, we keep bumping this Hendrick Motorsports win total for the year up, and I'm telling you right now, it's going to be high, man. It's going to be wild this year for sure. Didn't go without some drama, like I mentioned to earlier, man. Chastain and William Byron, which it wasn't too bad. That's a racing deal, man. Anybody out there that's like, oh, William Byron drove through him, this and that. I'm going to tell you guys like this. Anybody that's out there, you bitch about Chase Elliott wrecking Denny Hamlin, turning him right into a damn wall. Nobody says shit when it happens at Talladega going 10 mile an hour faster. Nobody says nothing. Oh, it's just a product of the racing. Oh, packed racing, somebody got turned head first into the wall. We don't say anything about that, but when it's intentional, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever, right? Nobody said shit about that. Oh, you drove through them. Nobody says shit about Ross Chastain just wrecking folks to wreck folks, right? So at the end of the day, I think I cussed 2-3 times. At the end of the day, what it comes down to is like this. Last lap, white flag's out. You got a little loose in front of me. I'm not lifting for you to finish second, brother. I'm going to go through you. And Dale Sr. would have done the same thing. Numerous guys did this 4 years. And that's what I hate. Everybody goes, oh, this is so bad and so dangerous and all this and that. At the end of the day, yeah, that's what racing is. You think going 190 plus mile an hour isn't dangerous? You think hitting a wall going this fast isn't dangerous? It is what it is, brother. Hell, I could walk out and get struck by lightning today. It's all the same stuff, right? At the end of the day, what I'm saying is people are just too opinionated on picky and this and that. Denny Hamlin, I'm glad he got out of the car and didn't say anything. He did that to himself. Elliott made the move, got cleared, and said, no, sir. And, Ari got taken off or he lost it. He knew driving in, he wasn't going to be able to make it stick. He said it. So I'm glad he didn't bitch, obviously, with the history there and complain about whatever. But William Byron and Ross Chastain, it is what it is. I've seen Chastain drive through people on lap 20. The last lap, white flag's out. Willie B was taking that, baby, and I like to see that hunger, and that's what it is. So you get loose in front of me, I'll go right through you, and that's exactly what it is. So big congrats and hats off to William. Don't be taking nothing. Get more of that watermelon. We all like watermelon. Put some salt on it, baby. SHR Fords finally had a halfway decent run. They finally had a halfway decent run. I think they had 2 cars inside the top 12. I know Briscoe won me a little bit of talking rights up here on Coach's Corners, a little game of skill that we do. And I had Ryan Priest too. I think he finished 12th and 5th or 6th, somewhere in there, 8th, whatever it might have been. But at the end of the day, they finally showed speed. Qualified good, which is great. That's a good sign. You're off the trailer fast. You unload fast, especially in the next gen era. No practice like we used to, which is something I think we need to bring back, but we'll get on that on a later date. But really good run for him. And I was glad to see it because, Tony doing his thing. I thought 2 years ago you should have sold 2 charters and got that money back and ran 2 teams. That would have been more competitive. Now, whether he does it at the end of the year, we'll wait and see. But at the end of the day, good run there for SHR. So getting into the Talladega preview, and look, it's just madness and mayhem. I mean, there's nothing you can sit here and, I can pinpoint 5 guys that are going to be good, which I'm getting ready to here in a minute. But we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if these guys are going to win this race. Nobody knows, man. And this is just madness and mayhem at the biggest track on the circuit as far as it goes when we're talking oval, not road course. And it's a party. It's a big party up there in Talladega. They throw it down. I mean, anybody that's a Bama fan, you already know how they do it in Talladega, man. It don't matter if you're related or not, boy. You better cross your legs and go to sleep on your back. You don't sleep on your stomach in Talladega. I promise you that. Yeah, you don't sleep on the boulevard in your stomach. I promise you. But at the end of the day, man, we'll get into that top 5. We'll name some names out here. Number 1 for me, it's a Ford. It's Ryan Blaney. Got to take him. Got to take him, man. Oh, the young Ryan Blaney there. He's got a little knack for Talladega, but there's somebody ain't far behind him, and that's my boy Chase Elliott, buddy. I tell you what, best friends, they know what to do. They'll get it there. If they can survive, they'll be there in the end. The 9 car might go back to back. Maybe let's see what he does. You know, he's won there before. See what he does. 3 for me, I'll take 22 of Logano, another Penske car. I think when you talk about super speedway racing and what to do, he's one of the top 3 guys out there that knows how to get it done and what moves to make. So I'll take him 3rd. 4 for me, William Byron. You can never deny the kid. I mean, just hot. Got a good style, knows what to do. Sim racing got him there. He'll get there. 5 for me. Come on, man. Denny Hamlin. Not a huge Talladega winner, but knows what he's doing. Again, I think they're going to bring good equipment. Again, survival of the fittest. You got to survive. Doesn't matter how good you are. If you can't make it to the end of the race, you're never going to win it. So got to survive. Dark horses. We're not going to go that dark. 6 of Brad Keselowski, obviously, you know, I think that first win's coming, or that win's coming for that 6 team for sure. I think this is a place that he knows how to get it done. He's probably a little bit better than a couple other guys at this particular racetrack. So I'll take him. Bubba Wallace, you can't hate on Bubba, man. I mean, come on. Guy had it won, wrapped up last year, just made the wrong move at the wrong time. He made one wrong move, one block wrong. Had he not blocked that second time and rode it out, he would have got that push. And he probably would have won that race. So hopefully patience is a virtue and it pays off. He learned. Maybe go out and get that win this year. And the dark horse I'm going is Corey LaJoie. Hadn't run all that great this year, but I'll take Corey LaJoie. He signed the flag too, man. We got a couple of them there. I'll take him though. I think it's about time he goes out and has a good finish for sure. So before we get into that money line, we're going to pause for station identification, y'all. Coach's Corner Sports Network. Lawrence, you can beer me now. I'm out of this one. Hope you guys are having a good Wednesday, enjoying the show. Tune in every Wednesday, 6 o'clock, right here at Coach's Corner, center of the universe, baby. Boom. Oh, there it is. I love it. So getting into the money line presented by Redfin, baby, but before we do, we got to give a big shout out to them. The best polarized sunglasses on the planet. Italian frames, polarized lenses, doesn't matter what color, they got everything to fit your needs. Woods, water, whatever it may be. Looking good for that lady you trying to take out this weekend or weekday, whatever your lifestyle fits, man. Redfin's got something for you. As I always say, doesn't matter if you got money on the line or a wall hanger, make sure you see it clearly with the best polarized sunglasses on the planet, Redfins, baby. You can go check out that website. When you get to checkout, hit them up with Rubbin' and Grubbin' 15, save you 15%. But big shout out to all of them for supporting the show as well. Like I say, woods or water, doesn't matter what it is, baby. Make sure you don't get caught without them. Redfins, as always, live life fins up, baby. So getting into it, odds are, I mean, it's Talladega, man. Odds ain't going to differ that much. We're opening up at 1,000, which me and Lawrence about to get on it tomorrow night. I'm about to lock in like 10 guys. We about to spin the wad. Everything that we made this year gambling, we're putting it all out on Talladega, all right? Plus 1,000 is the best odds you get at Ryan Blaney. I mean, 10 to 1, I'll take that all day long. We're gonna go through and pick some guys out. Right behind it, a whole nother tier. You got Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano coming in at 1,100. I mean, come on, these are win-wins here, man. If we bet 500 and win what we win, man, we're going in, all right. Now you get a little bit further in that field, and you can really pick some guys out. The Tyler Reddicks, the Bubba Wallace, you know, you look further, the guys like Corey LaJoie are even up there big time. The Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I mean, their odds are huge. I think Corey LaJoie's at like plus 5,000. So if you're looking top 3, top 5, those odds still got to be, I mean, hell, I don't know, 350, 450, 500. I mean, it's still got to be up there, right? A quarter of what it originally is, I would think, or maybe even more than that, right? A tenth, I guess. It's got to be big payday. So this is one of the few in the year that we're going to bet big money. Obviously, it's the big payout, big payday. But make sure you go out and follow our social. Again, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Lawrence does a great job. We're going to be betting all weekend long. Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. Follow us. Check us out. Let me know what you're dropping in. Let me see some tickets, man. Like, throw some tickets out there. Let me see what you guys are betting on. You know, and I'll tell you what we got. But at the end of the year, right now, we are up plus 11 55 on the year. So not bad. Yeah, not bad, but definitely not where we were last year in 10 races. We were sitting pretty fat last year in 10 races. But maybe we start slow this year and then we hit it in the summer and hit the stretch, right? That's what I'm hoping for. So, like I said, we're going to hit the gas and, make some cash, baby. That's what we're getting ready to do right here this year. So stay tuned. Like I said, love to hear what you guys got, what tickets you're cashing in. Love to see it, baby. So, here we go. Before we get into that hard right turn, got to give a big shout out to Lamar's Body Shop out there. 35 plus years taking care of Savannah's auto collision needs. The best in the business. Does not matter what it is. You need an estimate for the insurance company, hood replacement, paint job. Make sure you go check out Lamar's Body Shop and his crew up here. 2301 Skidaway Road. Again, 2301. A hop, skip, and a jump away from Coach's Corner. It's kind of like a win-win. I can't tell you to come up here and drink and drive, but look, you drop the car off for the insurance estimate, come up, eat lunch, have a couple cold beers, go back over, pick it up. Man, I've had vehicles fixed. Lawrence had vehicles fixed. These guys know what they're doing. They don't cut corners. They don't fade the funk. They don't BS you, man. They're just going to tell you what it is up front, and whether that's what you want to go with or not, that's up to you, but the best in the business. Again, 2301 Skidaway Road. Lamar's Body Shop, baby. Make sure you check them out. Lamar, I love you, brother. Got to get up with you soon, man. So getting into the hard right turn. And the hard right turn, I didn't even write it this week. But for me, it's going to come down to the direction that we're headed in the racing and what I think the fans are and the age demographic is, right? I think we're into like an age of these newer age fans, right? And I'm not that old, but I've been watching for a long time, and I grew up with guys that really knew the sport, that have been watching a very long time, way longer than me. So you kind of learn the history and the homage, and you learn the respect of different things and what it is in the sport. And what I see of a lot of now is just obviously social media warriors. There's guys that, really the only way you know NASCAR is because it's a gimmick for you to make money on Twitter. Let's be honest, or for you to do this. You don't know NASCAR. Like, you're not into it the way you didn't grow up 4 years old and go into a race and doing this and doing that and watching what it really grew into through the 90s and the 2000s to what it is now. Let's just be honest. There's a lot of guys I could call out by name. I'm never going to do that. But as fans, too, we do the same BS, right? We got these young fans. It's like, oh, you want side-by-side racing all the time. You want wreck. You want carnage. You want road course. That's not what NASCAR is, man. NASCAR is like, be the best that you can be out there. Engineering is where it pays money. The big money teams are always going to be a little bit better. And the next-gen car and the new era that we're in has equalized that a little bit. Now, we're only on, year 3, 4, I guess, 2020. At the end of the day, big money's still going to pay it. We just got to figure out how we're going to do it, right? But that side-by-side, lap after lap, that's not NASCAR. NASCAR is like, hey, you got a guy a couple seconds out in the lead, and then a guy coming back. He's good on new tires. This guy's good at managing tires. Pit strategy. That's what NASCAR is, right? It's not about, like, F1, like, oh, you just won by 11 seconds, and it's all money. We all know Red Bull and Mercedes, they got the freaking money, bro. Red Bull got the money. NASCAR isn't that way. You can pick teams out that do, but again, with this car being third-party part supplied, it equalized in a way. Now, again, like I said, as we go in the future, they're going to win. You see it with Hendrick right now. Look how many wins they got on the year. Ford hadn't won yet. Whether it's an off year and with the new body style or what it is. We're going to run into the Chevy fans here coming up soon. Camaro will be there next year, and then after that, you got to find a new body style. You got to find a new nose. You got to find a new thing. So, going to be interested. But I think new age generational fans really aren't into the sport. They're just into going, okay, this and that. Like, oh, we want to see this and carnage or this guy win. It's not about really the whole picture of what the sport has going on. And we're on a rebound. We've been climbing for the past couple years. It's going to continue to climb. Again, I say youth is a huge movement. You got to get your kids involved. You got to get youth involved, whether they're racing or not, just involved in any style racing. Lawrence will tell you. You guys will know, here in 2 weeks, we got the Kentucky Derby coming up very shortly. We're betting money on horses, too. I don't care if it's turtles, crabs, snails, tricycles, horses, goats. I don't care what we're racing. Doesn't really matter. I just like a race, I think it's awesome. I think the concept of a race is amazing. So, anyways, that'll wrap it for the hard right turn, baby. We're getting into that'll do it for the rubbing. We're into the grubbing. I went with one of my specials, my favorites up here, because I've been craving this. I hadn't had a burger in a few weeks. We got the home run. Usually I go grand slam, but I didn't want to load it up like that tonight. I got things to do tomorrow. Half-pound patty, pickles, tomato, onions, lettuce. Got the tots, as always. One of the staples at Coach's. If you guys haven't yet, you have to come out and check out Coach's Corner. Food, drinks, atmosphere, amazing. The best place for live music in Savannah, reasonably priced. I'm telling you, great bands, great shows, man. Coming up right behind me, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Coach Carl DeMasi with that sports report. Coming in live at Coach's Corner, 7 o'clock Wednesday nights. The man is just a guru. He keeps you up to date local. He keeps you up to date national. He knows what he's talking, baby. If you haven't yet, go out, subscribe to that YouTube channel for Coach. Coach actually has more followers for me on YouTube. Now, I got to get into the youth. I'm coming in. I got to bring some NASCAR stuff up to a high school and just start spreading the wealth about NASCAR. I got to get them involved, Coach. We got to get some, like, soapbox cars out there for these students, man. If we're bass fishing, we got to at least go-kart racing. Like, sign your kid up, sign a waiver. Let's go-kart racing in high school, man. But that's coming up, so stay tuned right after me, baby. That's going to do it tonight. I'm out. Outro. I love you guys. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. Hope everybody is, out there taking care of themselves. Self-awareness, self-perseverance, self-preservation as adults is huge, man. So make sure you're taking care of your mental health, physical health, anything that you do. Make sure you're taking care of it, baby. And as always, love you guys. Stay safe. Till next Wednesday. Cheers. Drink that cold beer, baby. Love you guys.